Hi, and welcome to the Yarn Habit Geek podcast. My name is Laura. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Ravelry as Yarn Habit Geek. There is also a Ravelry group for the podcast in which you can find all the show notes and take part in any cows. We just finished my first cow. Unfortunately, since there are no entries, basically I'm going to probably do the Doctor Who cow again, hopefully in the near future when more people are either following or on Ravelry to take part in. And so prizes are going back into the prize vault I have for all my prizes for any cows or giveaways I might do. And right now I have a little assistant beside me, he as well, who is asleep. He's appeared before in a couple episodes of the podcast, and it is Jasper. I'm not gonna move the camera because I have it all set up, and I'm not even gonna move Jasper. He is here. I will be posting a picture of Jasper right after I'm done this intro, which I've been talking long about because I'm talking about the Doctor Who cow, which I'm not going to do a separate segment on because finish object thread for that is blocked. I probably do, like I said, I'll bring back the Doctor Who cow sometime in the near future. So prizes are going to be stored away with other prizes. I'm going to be doing a giveaway in the future. But another note is, like I said last week, Fan Expo just was coming up after last week's episode, and I'm back from it. Well, technically I never left because Fan Expo is in Toronto and I do live in the city, so I just commute back and forth between my place and the con. So because the con is 4 days, I did not get a lot of knitting done during the week. But, well, except for yesterday. I got work done on 3 projects, which I will show in Whips of the Week, which is coming up next. Alright, Whips of the Week. Like I said, I was busy with Fan Expo for 4 days. So I normally bring a project with me to a con, but Fan Expo is something I can never bring a project to. But I did do deliveries of commissions that I have done and shown here in past videos. So let's get started with Whips of the Week. First up, okay, technically this week's whips were basically 2 selfish projects for me because I could work on them, and one that I'm trying to make more stock of so that I can finally open an Etsy shop. So hopefully Etsy will come in the future once I have stock. That's what's been stopping me from opening Etsy, the stock. But first up, I decided to do this on a new needle size, which is the Club Harley dress. So I just ripped it all off of the last needle I was on because I wasn't feeling it. So I decided to go with, because I was working originally on this with 2.75 millimeter needles. Now I'm working with 2.25 millimeter needles, but I increased the amount of stitches just to get a bigger square, and I've done this square before on this size needle, and I like the gauge on it. So hopefully I will have more of this dress done for next week. Hopefully 3 squares, or basically at least 1 completed row beforehand. But enough about that. Oh, I'm all tangled. in with the next whip, which is the umbrage socks. And I know last week I didn't have much of this cuff, but I completed the cuff, and last night I was working away on this heel flap. Actually, the heel flap is almost done, and I've got like 14 rows left in the heel flap. This is working fast for me. I like that this is a sock pattern that's working fast, because it's basically it's basically an ankle sock, and I do wear ankle socks. But also I love my long socks. Knee socks are a totally different story. I have some muscly calves. But enough about my calves. Let's get back to the yarn. Any goodness. So, hope I may end up with a hoe next week with this sock, and hopefully next week I will also have more work. Actually, I will have more work done because Fan Expo's done, but I'm also going to be working on stuff for I'm going to talk about this later in Con Talk, which will be after this. And next up is something I haven't worked on since I first started knitting, but oop, there drops a needle. But thankfully, it's okay. But basically, I get back to working on the Jane Cobb hats I used to have in stock, but the stock just kept deplenishing, like, in as less time as it took to make the hats. So right now I'm going to be working on stock for my Jane Cobb hats, and I'm probably going to make more Jughead Jones Riverdale hats, because I have the yarn for it. But actually, this is probably going to be finished for next week, so yay. I tried to finish it for today, but I was a little focused on that sock I showed. But that is it for Whips of the Week. Obviously, there are no finished objects due to I was at a con, which I'm going to be talking about next in Con Talk. So that's going to be basically it for anything yarn, knitted, and crochet related. I'm going to, if you're a fan of cons and like Con Talk, just continue watching. But if you're not, bye. And stay crafty, but let's get on to Con Talk. Alright, it's time for some Con Talk. As I've mentioned previously in this episode, this past weekend was Fan Expo Canada. And I've been attending that con for 16 years now, so I can't exactly escape from its clutches unless I go to Dragon Con, which I really, really hope to do sometime in the future. But, let's face it, I always love going to cons. And, it'll always have its good moments, and then you've got the rare bad moments. But I'm not going to talk about the bad moments, because those don't matter no more. We're going to talk about the good moments. I finally got to meet the guys from Smosh Games. I thought I would never meet anybody from either of the Smosh channels, but oh my god, dream come true now. And the best part is they were right beside the Sean Wars Show booth, which is the channel I help out on. And so, oh my god, it was just amazing. And I also got to meet Hollywood, and it's like, oh. And actually, I bought something from Hollywood because this was something I wanted when the first Supernatural parody came up on YouTube, and oh my god, so I didn't have to, so that way I'm rambling even more than I normally ramble because I'm all flustered. Because this con was amazing. But I finally got one of the hats from Hollywood. I finally got one of these hats. I am so happy. I know eventually I'm going to have to pick up the, well, actually, now there's 2 Devil's hats. The Devil hat that will match this one. The Demon's Gonna Hate, and also the new one from the new Supernatural 2 parody with Ghostbusters. Oh my god. Oh, and Hollywood was just amazing in person. And so was Smosh. So are the guys from Smosh Games. Oh, let's face it, this was basically the year I just went for the YouTubers. Those were my main reason for going for this year, were the YouTubers. And the main reason of going into the con. But then there was also Todd Habercorn, who has been coming to who I've seen a couple of times, and I got him inside my season 4 of Warehouse 13, because the web series is that he was MC Echelon for Warehouse 13 is on the season 4 set, and oh my god, I'm so glad I brought that to get signed by him. And I finally got to meet Steve Bloom, which you may know, if you're a big anime fan, you know him as the English voice of Spike Spiegel, and he's also one of the many people who have voiced Wolverine. But you know me, I know I do have a thing for Wolverine because of another voice actor. And now I'm being a little flustered again. But let's face it, the most important part of every con to me is always seeing all my friends that I've met in person so many times in the past, and my friend, and also the ones that I have made friends with online that we were meeting in person for the first time. Oh my god, it's just amazing just to go. Basically, I now just go to cons just to see friends. But if I'm going to a con outside of Toronto, there's got to be at least basically one incentive to get me out of Toronto. Which I call my one guest rule. Meaning, it'll take one guest for me to get out of Toronto, just out of my con comfort zone, to go out to a different con and go see this guest. And actually, next con I'm going to, it does involve that rule, and I will be attending London Comic Con in October, basically last weekend of October. So I'm excited for that. I'm going to be staying with an amazing friend, and I'm going to be obviously seeing amazing friends again, because I don't really do cons, and this will be my second time doing a con in London, and it's the same con too, because the first time I went to London for a con was because they had Ron Perlman, and it's like, I have to meet Ron Perlman. He was Hellboy. Even though I didn't have the money for a photo or an autograph, I made him a Hellboy. I was finishing it on my way to London on the train, and I'm so glad. But, oh my god. And he's amazing too. Like, basically, my one guest that's coming to, well, actually, London Comic Con is giving me multiple guests, so it is just far exceeding my one guest rule. And right now, I'm gonna apologize because you're seeing the shadow from my hands on me, Yeah, as I'm talking, because the light is kind of showing through a crack from my curtains, and it's bouncing off the floor onto me, so I'm just gonna apologize for that, since I'm seeing it on my camera. But oh my god, Fan Expo is amazing, London Comic Con is gonna be amazing, and in between those two, I'm actually going to finally go to IMATS, which is basically like a makeup convention, special effects makeup, you know, basically I go for the special effects. I'm not, as you can tell, I'm not much for beauty makeup. I do more special effects because I like doing the disgusting effects on my face for when I do cons, because I scare the daylights out of people when I do my makeup. Specifically, I scare the daylights out of people when I do my symbiote, because it's a row of teeth I make that I attach individually. Yeah, so since it's physically attached to my face, when I talk, it moves along, and that's what scares a whole bunch of people. And actually, I did a video of it on my other channel that I post like weird stuff on, and where I also posted my con video, which is going to be part of this video, onto that channel. And you know what? I'm actually going to be posting a link to my other YouTube channel in case you want to see any of my other stuff, because that's not yarn related, because this channel is mostly for the yarns, yarny goodness and all that. But oh my god, let's face it, I am in con heaven right now. So basically, I'm still riding my con high from FanX. It's gonna hopefully ride into IMATS, and then that's gonna continue hopefully till London Comic Con. I can't wait. Like, I've already got two of my cosplay. I already have 2 cosplays lined up. That I do need to finish some parts for one cosplay and upgrade parts for the other. London Comic Con's a 3-day con now. It's now, or it's always been, I can't remember. I've only been there once. But if I can figure out another cosplay to do, because I know I'm doing the one that's going to require the big amount of makeup on Saturday, but I don't know what to do on I probably might do a casual one on, oh my god, and now I realize I'm going to be gone from my home when I do London Comic Con for 5 days, because I come in a day early and then I leave the next day after the con's over. Just because I'm not going to do, because A, I don't drive, so I'm taking the train. And B, I like to rest and not rush myself right after a con just to catch a train. And also before the con. So, that is all I'm going to talk about, because this light is getting a little crazy and you're seeing my shadow pointing to it, which is ridiculous. So, we're going to end this with my little clip show video, which is already up on my Lady Phoenix YouTube channel, which I'm going to post in the information box below, but I'm probably also going to post it in my show notes as well. Enjoy the clip show, and until next week, stay crafty, my friends. Bye!